Hey YouTube, I'm finally on my last coats of Bondo. Like I said, they've been real thin coats. A lot of sanding, because I'm not good at Bondo at all. So I probably put too much on, but just gives me that much more to play with to get it right, I guess. Hopefully right. So that's sitting, that's drying. So take up some of my spare time. I have put the 205, MST 205 back in my wife's Murray. It is locked. It's a 5-speed. I gotta work on the linkage yet. I gotta weld some linkage up so it's the right height and everything. And then I have got the 820 in Grizzly. It's bolted in. I have the linkage hooked up, it shifts. So, now it brings me to my next point. I had to take some meat off. I had to relieve this to fit this big chunk in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of flat stock like this, maybe two. I'm going to run it down the side here and run one on the back side and weld it on the top so it'll make it like a T. And then I think I'm going to run a bar from up here. I don't know if you can see that. From like somewhere up here down to the center and kind of triangulate it. Just to add a little more stiffness to it. I still have to put the front hangers on. I got to drop them down because they're up a little bit high for this tranny. I think that's it. Get a pulley. And get the tires changed over because these are not what I want to run. I want to run my 25s. But almost the 23s, I mean, they look pretty good on there actually. They give me plenty of room in the back or in the fender wall. Well, so things are progressing nicely. I'm still waiting for my brake parts. My hub will fit right up in here. And it should be right about perfect, to be honest with you, for spacing. So there we go, there's a, right up in here. So, that's where I'm at. This one here, I'm actually thinking about turning it into a mud mower, probably leave the rear end unlocked, and then maybe selling it. It'll have a 12-horse single cylinder on it. This is one I just stripped down, and me and my buddy stripped down, and then we just kind of left it. So I got so many other projects going on. But if I could build this and then sell it, I'll have money for the Sears. Now this one, if I build it, is not going to be as much time put into it as there is the Grizzly and the mower named Hank, my wife's mower. But I do need money because I have to find the motor I want for this. In fact, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with this. It's pretty, I'm gonna have to do some work here. Probably finding a new part. Welding cast and doing it well is just, it's too hard. But who knows, with the way things have been going and as many mods as I've actually done to mine, it might get a whole new front end that won't even be a Sears front end. Be something of my own design. But we'll see. I got the rear end in here. I'm waiting for a day that if like all my projects are on hold because of one thing or another, I don't have this, or like right now the hood's drying. I'm going to pull this apart and turn this into a posi also. So, another upcoming that's going to change on Grizzly. So I think I want to say it was Fearless Front. On one of his videos, I noticed, which is something I had thought about, but never really questioned. The front pulley on here is the bottom deck pulley. So it probably measures, I think he said around 3.5 on the inside where it's grabbing. I'm actually going to upgrade to a 5-inch on the front, a true 5-inch to match my rear. I mean, right now she's got a lot of torque. From an idle in first gear, she'll pull the front end off the ground, which is awesome if that's what you want. That's personally not really what I like. I mean, I want the power, but I also want to make sure I have enough speed in the mud or trail riding. So, the only thing else I don't really care for is these rims have a little different offset than my rims that I had on there, but I'm going to run these rims. I still like the rim. But the clutch setup I put on here is actually off the Scots. That original frame is a Stanley frame. Murray's the same thing. Come with a double clutch setup. This is a little bit newer, and this had also had a double clutch setup. It was a lot nicer setup than the stock one that came off the Murray or off the Stanley, so I put that on there, and I think that's going to be really nice. What I have been noticing a lot is on your hydros, they're double pulleys on the clutch, so there might be something to look for. I'm actually going to look for one and probably integrate it into this one. I like my double clutch setup, but if it's possible, I might upgrade to that one, the different style. I really like the way it works. So these are just some updates and what I've gotten done today, and that's where I'm going to let it go. Hey, you guys have a good one.